Oh yes, taking you to Grand Jida County this evening. Abdul, this is how we do it in Grand Jida County. This evening, I'm taking myself to Grand Jida County. You know, the county, the sport meet is on. Sometimes we just got to put away politics and try to bring people together, you know. And this is an open challenge to all Grand Jida. There are plenty like ants in this United States here. All the organizations here, they get over 1,000 organizations. We always talk about the politicians, we always gauge them, we always pick on them, but we as a citizen, we have an obligation to give to our people. And I'm going to see you this evening. We were defeated by Grand Bassa County, but that's not the end of the world. We got a next game coming up with Grand Cape Mount County on Wednesday. And I spoke with the guys, the sport president of the Grand Jida Association, Grand Jida County, The team is currently based in Bond County. That's where their tournament, their match is taking place. And Mount Gibi County, get ready. I was seeing a contributor as says Zaulo is from there. Bon County as well. Amos George is also from there. And Mike Dan is in Nima County. Any other person you think you want to step forward to do a little, it doesn't matter how much you gave, but you must show love to your people. Come on. We can't always be poking in the eyes of these people. People corrupt, they corrupt. Yeah, you're not giving to them. That's what they are doing, what they are doing. Ooh. And I told you this is a special fundraiser we want to give to our county team participating in the 2020-2021 sport meet in Liberia. Football unifies, they bring people together. Politicians, whoever they are, they bring people together. A huge one. So this one here is no CPP, WPP, is support your county. Do what you can do, all right? Okay, so all right, let's see here. Very shortly, my guest going to be joining me. I'm Alphonso Zean Soe. We put this announcement out since last night, and I'm going to show you because before becoming Liberia Public Radio, so we started on a slow pace. Radio Bazon, from Radio Bazon to Voice of Judea, then Voice of Judea, we decided to go a little bit bigger or much bigger to serve the motherland, the Liberia Public Radio. But as part of that, we have our own identity. We have where we are from. And so I just felt that I was monitoring the game. I talked to our correspondent. I managed to talk to the Sport Authority as well from Grand Judea County Meet. Sport meet. They are currently in Bon County. We went down to Grand Bassa 2-1. That was yesterday. But there's another match pending with Grand Kimau County. My understanding is on Wednesday. And I spoke with the sport president. I currently embedded with the team in Bon County. We want to say a big thank you to the Honorable Zoe Emmanuel Peno, Jeremiah Gao Sokan, who happens to be the former Secretary General of the Grand Judea Association right here in the USA. It's in Liberia. They are all closely working with the team, doing everything possible we can. And believe me, Grand Judea Associations or Grand Judeans in the USA here, if they are hosting convention, it's unbelievable. Voice of Judea, Liberia Public Radio, we cover extensively. We have everything right into our hands. So we'll put this out here. I want to put a cash out number. It's out of our own will that we must be able to give back to our community. It doesn't matter which party. This is no political identity. Play your part. If you want your voice to be counted, if you want your presence to be felt to your people too, you have to do your part. You have to play your part, to give. And so when I spoke with the president, the Grand Judea Sport President Associations, Mr. Carnent in Liberia, currently with the team, I said, look, this is what we intend doing. Nothing is guaranteed. People who want to give, they will give. Who don't want to give, they will not give. That's it. But I think we all, as an individual, we have an obligation. Sports bring people together. I saw the picture with Darius Dillon and that of Representative Fala. For most of our country, you saw them coming together. Most of you saw that. And that's how it's supposed to be. So the Grand Judea Association that I know, the Grand Judea Association that is always involved, sport is not part of Grand Judea activities. So I'm a little bit to see up to this time. This one, it has nothing to do what a superintendent who do money, this and no. Let us do our part as citizens from our various counties in order that when we are talking to our people, they will listen to us. So what we did here, I'm going to recap some of the events of Grand Judeans right here in the USA, from my own New England, from Cleveland, Ohio, from Florida, from Dallas, Texas, from Missouri, from Iowa, all over the place. It is only because of the COVID. The last convention was held in Minnesota. Liberia Public Radio is always in the vanguard. Then at the time, Voice of G, they're always in the vanguard. And I think we have a greater opportunity to give. Any citizen who feels that they are good people here and they want to give back to their county team, let us know. We will do the same. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Instead of all calling and crying, baby cry all of the time. This one is no George Weah, Alexander Cummings, Benedict Cummings, and all of those people. No. We all have our obligations to make sure sports bring people together. It's another form of unifying people. It puts together the breaking pieces. Let's see the Grand Unit Association here. I remembered this one here. I believe this one here was our short series of them to see how Grenadians want to assemble, how it can be. And I'm waiting to see here how many of them will take off their $5, $10 to see and say, oh, we're sending this $100 back as a token for the county soccer squad. We shouldn't just leave it with Superintendent Kai Fali, Senator-elect Zoe Manuel Pena. So let me play you some of the images when Grenadians assemble here in the USA to get a taste of it.
I'm going to listen to him speak a little bit. I'm going to take a short break.
Thank you very much, Nancy. I won't be up here too long because I think the film that you watched said it all. Mr. Guest Speaker, Mr. Chairman of the board, and members of the National Board here present, President Williams there, the members of the delegation of Europe, Madam Martha Turner, and Mr. Henry Clay, former president of the Union.
These are all dignitaries.
Officers of UNAC here present, our elders, our senior citizens, my dynamic past president,
familiar faces.
members of this administration, our fellow Liberians, well wishers.
That's the inaugural ceremony there. Then at the time, President Tim Collins speaking right there. This inaugural was held actually in Des Moines, Iowa.
Country, we saw all Grenadians, despite the differences that we have, there was something in our heart that led us to want to help our people back home. And all we needed was...
Okay, there you have it, to help our people back home. This is the hallmark of all of the organization here in the diaspora. Their sole purpose is to help their people back home. So helping their people back home, it also entails sports. Sport is another way of helping the people back home. I purposely stopped that. So let's see here.
There are so many faces here that represent us getting together. Behind me, there's our dynamic president, who I am taking over from, who served this organization through struggling times for 2 years. She went home and paved the way for us to see what we saw tonight, to make us to be reminded about the hospital that every one of us here tonight have education from. President, thank you very much. Thank you for inspiring us. Also behind me here is Honorable Henry Clay. She took over from Henry Clay. Before, it's no secret, we had this big divide. But in the eyes of us, Grenadians, there's no divide. And tonight, we decided to put all our differences together and put our country and our people first. It's a great thank you for coming here tonight. And to all of you, I want to challenge you. And I will go one side of the bargain. I want us to put great leader first. Yeah. Let's do everything we can to the chapter leaders, to those of us that run the affairs of the Great Leader Association. Let's put this organization first. Let's do things that people will know that we are the largest number of Liberians in the United States. Based on that, I want to challenge you tonight. Our hospital is going to be our primary objective. We have decided to go back and renovate the Marco Tottenham Hospital and to bring it up to the setup that represents a true hospital.
Okay, there you have it. That's then the president at the time, Tim Collins. That was the inauguration that was held by the Graduate Association at the time. And the reason we're doing, I will try to recap this organization. You know, it's a powerful organization indeed. It's no joke about it. But the support, we strongly feel that the support should not be limited. And if all of us, not just only Thai Grenadians, if you are from whatever country you are from here in the USA or in the diaspora, Counter Meet is a traditional event that is held every year under the auspices of the Ministry of Youth and Sport to bring people together. It helps to cement, to mend relationship, broken relationship. During sports, politicians who don't talk to one another potentially find time to have a conversation. So there's a significant, there's a uniqueness of the sport, the Counter Meet. It doesn't matter who the president, where it is, but it is there to bring people together. And I strongly feel, I could be wrong, all of us from our different local counties, when sport Counter Meet comes about, we must be able to chip in, regardless of what is going on. Let us play our part. Let us do our part. Because that's how they're going to listen to us. It might not mean a lot to you. Oh, the people are making a lot of money and this is happening. Yes, okay, quite understandable. But you as a son, you as a daughter of a county, to what are you doing to help? What can you be remembered about? You know, that's right there. That's the Graduate Association. That was the inaugural of President Timon Collins of the Graduate Association. I'm telling you, we have a lot of clip here that we're going to be showing here, and it is meant to remind people, all of us, whatever country you are from, when it comes to this sort of national cause, we must all be able to help. Your duty is to give. If you give and if it's not used for the purpose, what you have played your part, you have put yourself in a diary of history. You will be counted, you will be looked at. So, oh, at this time, group of Grenadians, group of Limayans, Lothians, they intervene, they help. They are counted soccer tournament during the sport meet. And then when time for politics, when it comes, when you place a phone call, they will listen to you. I don't know. They will listen to you. But if we can't make an impact, if we can't get ourselves involved into things that they are doing, and we expect them to always be something, then that won't happen. So let's watch more events. This one here is Florida of the Graduate Association.
Then we plan your atini way. What kilo? I'll give you
All right, there you have it. That's some of the folks, some of the events of the Grand Unit Association. Is usually it's an annual event always taking place here. We'll try to show them by most the one that available that we have. But all this is geared to send a reminder to Grenadians here in the USA, especially. To rally, and not just in the USA, they are all in Europe, Australia, all over the place. They are all there. The sport meet is the counter meet. All of us have okay, getting message here. Getting the first contributor here. Thank you so much. To give to the county preparation for the meet. Even though we went down, like I said, we went down to Grand Bassa County, 2-1. But we still have a way to go. That's the first match. Anything can happen. The second match is slated for this Wednesday. Grand Unit County team will be going against Grand Cape Mount County, and that game will also be played in Bond County, is divided into zone. And I think I like the style the Ministry of Youth and Sport have conducted, because everything just can't come Monrovia. We have to get the country outside of Monrovia. So it's been divided into zones. For most of you who monitoring it, you should be checking where your county is going to be playing and all of that. And I think all of us we must be able to cheer our county team up where they were going to be playing and our support that we're going to be giving to them. That's very, very much crucial. We shouldn't just be people to complain. We shouldn't just frown on these people. We shouldn't just tell them they are always making the wrong decision. If we want them to really listen to us, if we want our voice, if we want our ideas to be incorporated, we have to get involved into things that they are doing, even if they are driving us away. We have to make our presence felt. That's very much huge. That's very much significant, because when that happens, when there is time that we want them to listen, they will take a retrospect. Wait a minute. Oh, these folks, they were there for us at the time we needed help. They supported us during this initiative. Somebody there will be a signal in someone's ear to say, oh, wait a minute. These are the people that helped us at the time we needed this. But when we are only waiting to shift blame or to tell them, don't do this, don't go this way because this is a bad decision, it makes it very, very, very difficult. So we need to desist from that. So when they are involved in things, we also have to do everything possible to help them. So we're going to showcase, just to give you a sense of how ingredients when they're ready to meet. It can be a huge one. Only this COVID and leadership crisis or whatever to get this year. So let's go back here. This one here, we're also part of that convention. That was 2013 in Dallas, Texas. So try to retrospect. And I hope Grenadians, whether you gave a contribution here or you give it back, bottom line, we want you to be part of what your county is doing. There's no political boundaries. This is about the county.
He served as an active member. He never only served as a member, he served in position. He is the oldest person in this organization to serve as chairman of the board of the chapter. While he also considered and is an elder, he decided that he's going to be active. When I first visited Texas here, during the inauguration, Mr. Flack attended the inauguration. When I came back for the second time, Mr. Flack traveled with me from here towards midnight to Houston, from Houston to San Antonio, gathering Brazilians, getting them together so that we can be here today. And it's going to be fitting. It's going to be fitting for the three generations I talk about. The younger generation, our generation.
Hello? Hello? Hello, are you hearing me?
On behalf of all of us, most especially the national leadership, and most especially our principal president here, I am honored with the dynamic vice president to call Mr. Flacker on behalf of Texas chapter to present to me President, I am taking a visit in the camera here. Briefly tell you about Mr. Flack, as somebody that has worked from the beginning to the end of Mr. Flack, we conclude, and then we will bestow the honor of Mr. Flack, then we can do the justice and whatever we need to do. Welcome, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you for being here tonight. I'm very sorry I ran into a lot of things, but I'm still a story to read tomorrow. So just like what our national president just said, because the nation is is an extraordinary man, and I think we all know it. I prepared a very deep biography of him, but because of time, we are not going to go through it. But souvenir magazine. You're going to see the professor's biography with it, all of his achievements, everything like that. Book in Liberia, in the United States, everything is in there. So you can read it for yourself. So I want to thank you very much. I want the president and the national chairman to continue the honor. Thank you. So before we present to Mr. Flavio, we would like to go and speak on some of the brothers we have here. All the three Alice Kalu, Omo, and anybody who falls into this category of which people have been seeing back there, you can please stop before. Please stop power.
Hello? Hello? Oh, not hearing me.
Listen for just 1 minute. Just to honor our
Oh, hello?
Okay, it reads.
Are you hearing me?
Distinguished Citizenship Award.
Are you hearing me?
This award is the highest award for the Texas
Hello?
of the Volunteer Association of America.
I don't know why, you know.
It's called the Distinguished Citizen of Volunteer County. And so the Distinguished Citizen Award of the Texas chapter of the Volunteer Association in the Americas Incorporated is being presented to Professor Nancy Peters Flack, Chairman of the Board of Directors Texas chapter, for his hard work, dedicated service, sacrifice for his people, and determination to serve
Yeah, I don't know why I was hearing on the other side. Yeah. Yeah, not bad, bro. How are you? Yeah. No, just sport meets, try to post politics aside a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Every time we can't get big chicken finger in people sport unifies people, so so yeah. Yeah, just I threw it out there. I mean, just to add something that people usually they don't giving. I mean, but basically just to talk about the significance of so that I send a link if you have the time. That's okay. I just play some of these old videos and just I mean basically to remind people that they support their own country no matter what it is. You know, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right, no matter. Right, right. Yeah. Right.
people were watching television to watch it again, and then one of the teams just watered the feet.
I know. Yes, so bad.
I don't really care for
It was bad. Exactly. People are going to be penalized because of behavior.
If the other put him out beating all those years, have been worked for the field. Would have been taken away from her.
Yeah.
Not right. We have had all the success we had. You don't want to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, just a few minutes, and some other people. It's a heartbreaking one because some people say video shooting, some people there now, and all of that. But that's documentary now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We have progress. We see that in the constitutions of the Grandian Association will be discussed. That will be one of the issues. Usually during the convention, we always have national issues affecting the association. They are always discussed. We also have the take of the program. We interact with our convention to get information for it. So,
Okay, let's see here. images you see there, some of our brothers and sisters, they are no longer with us. You know, that's the good thing of keeping some of these documentary very, very much history. And so they are no longer with us, but we, you know, with this video here, we still give memory to some of their work and their contribution to the Grand Unit community. And so we just try to take a retrospect. It is our county, your county, and the 15 political subdivisions. They are all partaking in the county meet. The county meet is meant to, it's a unique way of unifying people, to bring people together, especially after the midterm. You saw how the country was heavily divided. But believe me, go at 80 years now, Boy Hill Stadium, as we usually call it, Anthony Tottenham Stadium. People that there, people sit at that stadiums, whether you're seditions, you are CPP or whatever party you are. People put that aside and they have conversation. They cheer their various countries in different forms and shape, make themselves to feel happy. And that's what sport does. And so when our people are having this sort of thing, we must also, regardless of our location, we must financially, spiritually, morally support them, and just put aside politics a little bit and be able to look at the work of sport. And you know, I know the history of soccer or sports in Africa, especially Liberia, it brought people together a lot. Those days, the IE, the Barrow, and all of that. And most of these players you see, so even for the national team, it all started from the national counter meet. This sport meet is a long-term tradition that is held annually. And part of that is for the Ministry of Youth and Sport to spot potential players from these various counties outside to also give them the opportunity to also partake. And so it's important that when these sort of events are ongoing in the country, regardless of our beliefs, what we stand on critical issue, we must just put that aside a little bit and support it to say, okay, this is a national cause. We must give it a good helping hand. Very shortly, my folks are going to be joining me here. We're going to have a conversation, the relevance of a sport or county meet. It is very, very much important. There you see people are lively, people joke, and people, you know, kind of like throw jabs at one another. But it's really in the entertainment factions. It's not the kind of things that we express during election time. So sport, it helps to neutralize tension. It brings people together. And we must also try, regardless of our positions where we are, we must also put out that sort of government to make sure that we also put that spirit in all. And you can see when the games are ongoing, how people are online watching it, they will cheer their very accomplishment. That's very good. That's something we need to be doing. And so we are just hoping that the very Grand Unit Association, as well, regardless of what we are doing, we must also support ourselves. This is one of the most recent conventions that was held. Let me just play that as we still wait to receive our guests.
The DJ, this is the message for the DJ. He said, he not see your hands, they're up, fire it that way. Y'all just put your hand down and the Holy Spirit is not in your circle. Right there. They hold, y'all put it on fire. I want to see all great hands up in the air and fire the demon.
Richard Pablo. Get ready for yourself or you're ready to dance. It's not dance. It's not about yourself and dance, isn't it? All right, let's go right now. Somebody knows that God, I'm going to see it. We said, tell my soul, we are no more time. We said, final play, we are no more time. You want to well, you want to the party.
Okay. Yeah, we see that that's Grenadians. That one that was Cleveland convention that brought President Augustine to Maynard. We try to retrospect this, just how we kind of try to make ourselves have fun here. And that's what the folks back there too they are doing. Like, you know, the sport meet is very, very much active. If you participated, if you were in Liberia before and took up time to watch the counter meet, you can see how exciting it can be. You know, you make friends, family, people that you have not even seen for a long period of time. You know, so it's meant to really bring people together. That's the bottom line. And so we must try to celebrate it. This is what the Ministry of Youth and Sports department. Sports is generally to recognize as a unique unifier. It's also an effective tool used for getting to young people, especially vulnerable youth, into productive initiative. Yeah, exactly. Most of the kids that are, you know, talents are wasted, and so this counter meet is also meant to spot potential talents, people that have skills, soccer skills, and you know now that they have a kickboard, different games being added to it, which is really good to help people. And you never know, few boys or few guys that really put in time, they were spotted, and some of them playing outside of Liberia, playing professional football. So in the absence of the counter meet, probably they would have had the opportunity to be spotted as good players and for people to invest into them. So counter meet is a very unique event that when it is taking place in Liberia, all of us, regardless which country you're from, you must celebrate, you must cheer, you must support your country. And that's what used to happen those days. It's like I am Borough playing. You will see that people who are Borough fans they will be in all red. People who are IE fans will be in their yellow, blue. That's the same thing. These various counties they have their own color code. That when they are playing people, by just the person wearing the color, you know exactly which county they support or which county their support base is based. So I mean that's the same thing. So once these sort of activities are going on, we try to seize down politics a little bit. You know, too much of you know, so we have to look at some other good things. It brings people together, and that's one of the basic things because when people are together, the probability of them agreeing on common things is most likely because they will understand one another, they will have a good, honest conversation, and it can be in a very frantic mood. And so we must all support what is happening with respect to counter meet with the hope. I know soccer, the football itself now, talking about the national team is kind of a little bit, is with all of these virus and things are ongoing on. But who knows? At the end of this counter meet, there are some young folks who are way out there, be in Grand Gita, Maryland, River G, Grand Cruz, Sino, Grand Basso, River Says, Bapolu, Cape Mount. They're going to spot some young people that are way out there who never had an opportunity. Some of them, their first time coming to Monrovia, but because of their skills, teams in Monrovia or other people, other places, they're going to spot them and they're going to come over. They're going to be, be able to do things for themselves. So there's a greater portion, there's a bigger picture, not just only people playing and okay, I beat this person, I win this person, and I'm the champion of it. No, that's not just all it. There's a greater portion of it by taking somebody from the audience and bringing them to spotlight in order their skills can be utilized and people can identify them that they are very resourceful. They can be used for national cause. They can be on the basketball team for the country. They can be on the football team. If they are female, they can be on the kickball team. They're doing track and field and all of that right now. Oh, wow. Okay, so somebody here sending the contribution. That's okay. You see, that's what we're supposed to do. And we're going to be doing that here. Whatever country you're from, just let us know. If you want us to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour here, let's share your country. That's what we're supposed to be talking. This Liberianization policy for us to be together as a people, it is very, very, very much important. The only thing that beat my country, the first game we want to play, they beat us 2-1. Bassa guy, they beat us. The Bassa boys, they beat us. To be right there in Bon County. I don't know whether my man Pat George were not, if people were not cheering for us, what happened, what not happened. Hopefully he come here, let he tell me what Green Gilead did or what they did to Grangida County in in Bond County, therefore, for them to just beat us that our Grand Bassel whip us 2-1. But I think all is not lost. You know, is they're going to there are more chances I strongly believe we still have good days or good times to come, but we have to also encourage the boys. You know, we can't say because they went in for the first time and that's the end of the war. No, we can't do that. So we have to cheer them up. We have to support them financially, morally, by just even placing a phone call and telling them, say, hey, we you have our back. We are with you. We are with you. This tournament you're going to beat. Or we just place a phone call, just ordinary phone call, and telling them thank you for their time. You know, that's very, very, very much important. So we just want to encourage everybody to take that time off to support their boys. You know, okay, I just this is a county team. This one they are wearing a dye green. So I will see if I can displace this here. Okay, yeah, all right, Paul George, thank you so much. This is is it the Mayor County is hosting even the B Hub, but still he making a donation to Grangida soccer team. That's very, very, very much fantastic. We will definitely reach that to the team. We want to say thank you, and I think this is what we must be doing. Now, sometimes we just kind of tune down the volume and be ourselves and see where we can agree, because you know, event like this, that's when the people who don't even talk to one another, they tend to talk to one another. I saw a good image from the Moserado in the first day. I saw a good picture, and that picture was Senator Darius Dillon and that of Isai Joseph. They all fought Moserado. But bottom line, they were all together. They put aside whatever happens during their political bickering, but they were all out there cheering for their people. Okay, so let me just bring here, I think, Joyce here. Let's just come here to have a little quick conversation here. I don't know, because they be my county in your county, that why he doing this here. I don't know why they do you, but he gonna tell me. But basically, we'll just look at the sport here today, what it does, the unification is bring to the team. Let me just bring in Pa George here. Mr. Amos George. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, sometimes we try to change the flavor with this politics and thing here. Counter Me is a good traditional event annually hosted by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Okay, so my county is currently based in your county, and they whipped us yesterday. So your county, Bond County, have they playing?
To be honest with you, I'm following the league yet. Let me be honest with you.
Oh, you're not following it. Okay, so why are you not following it? No interest?
This week I will start following it, but I have not followed. I
Okay.
thought me, but I ain't follow it, so I don't want to. But how you manage? Who beat your Nima or Basel?
That are Basel boys. Look, Basel boy, they can run like something. You see, they're small, tiny feet less. They don't want to be also 2-1.
Well,
but I think what we're going to do, that whole Grand Kim are going to take, Basanyam are going to take trouble. They're going to pay that debt. The ones Grand Basel did to us, they're going to pay the price. They're going to pay the price for us. But okay, let's just have a little quick conversation here before we can go. The counter meet. How long you have followed the counter meet activities? I think after, especially, I think it came out at the right timing after a hectic political race. Counter meet coming together. It brings people together, it unifies people, and for the most part, it helps to spot new talent.
Yeah. Oh, I've been following counter meets since our late child in Morovia, and I remember I think one kind they brought one guy, Sekou something, Sekou Gina or something, man.
Sekou Gina, I remember that name. Now, Sekou Gina, you got it right.
Yeah.
That guy, he was a Gina.
Yeah.
One country really used to put good teams as well. Yeah, Sekou. I wonder where is he?
I don't know. I don't know. No idea. But the counter league is something that, because of the love of sports, but it brings Liberians together from all walks of life. You know, and it's one thing that unify everybody in Liberia. When there's county league, I mean, you see everybody, what was called the ball heavy ATS.
Boy Hefi, that's the main host of the county league.
Yeah, the ball heavy. Everybody, man, you will see everybody from all walks of life. You know, it is a good thing. But one thing I wanted to say that I was just thinking when I was coming home and you were talking, I was following you, monitoring you. I think the sport official in those countries, I think they need to coordinate with those of us in the diaspora from all the countries, not just one country. Nigeria, Lofa, some people from Lofa are in America. Every country in Liberia, they got people in America. So I think maybe if any of them listening, what they should do, they should list with those who they know from America to come on the platform and organize a fundraiser for the country, you know.
So, but let's flip the coin around here too. George, you know, I know, like my own country, Grand Jide, have more than 25 different organizations within. I'm not talking about the mother organization. I'm talking about the sub, and not the Grand Jide Association itself. I'm talking about the sub organization itself. More than 25 if you were to really do a hair count. So the purpose of these organizations, my understanding, we have these organizations to help our people, And sports is another good way to help people, because it supports young people, young talents, you know, it's giving back. You know, so while now we too take the time, if we know exactly those county meets are coming and there will be a preparation, while now we take a time to say, okay, let's reach out to our county leaders and see what we can do, or these organizations put a little famous cado together. Hey, even though we know what's going on, everything, put aside everything and say, hey, this is our own helping hand. You are going into a competition. Don't you think that's the way we should be doing? If we want our people to listen to us, but if we don't want to have for them to hear our voices during election by telling them which way to go, not to go, but when they're having their social or recreational time, we don't want to, you know, make an impact. Don't you think we are missing the mark here too?
You know, it is a two-way street. It is a two-way street. We also supposed to reach out to these people, because we know it's an annual thing. Every January there's a county meet, so we're supposed to reach out to them too, to say, hey, what do you guys think about the county lead? What program we can organize to raise some funds, even though the government will chip in, but we that in the diaspora who can organize and coordinate with you people, so we can chip in too. So it's both ways. But you know, everything got to start. Maybe by we discussing it like that, other people now will see the idea to jump on board, because I mean, it's something that we all communicate with one another, you know. So I think that's a way forward. If they don't reach out, we can reach out to them. I think that's the way. It should not be one side.
Yeah, I think that everybody have a share, but if we have this organization here, and they profess to be the purpose of all having these organizations to be an intervention, to be a helping hand to these groups in Liberia or to our people, unless we want to be selected. Okay, since our sport, we don't want to give anything, and then that is unfair, because it's part of the programs. It's Ministry of Youth and Sport. That's part of one of the programs on a government initiative. It's an annual event, and every county is partaking. And I like how they are kind of sort of opening it up now, you know, decentralized, so it makes it don't make the city Monrovia itself to be congested. It makes people, it takes the government out of the capital to the people. Now, one tournament, I think there are 4 zones. One going on in Bon County, and then I think Grand Basso, or I don't know how. I think they have corporate zone. I received the fixture here. I'll try to put it out here, but I can't even find it here. But the idea they are playing in different location, I think that's a very good thing.
Yeah, I think that's how those things should have started off. But anyway, it's better to be late than never, because maybe one of the grand finale should come to Monrovia, or the semi-final grand finale should come to Monrovia. But all those counties, and here's the thing I was saying. I spoke on voice on those areas. It also creates some sort of revenue for that local area.
Yeah.
People got to go to amuse themselves. So it creates some form of revenue in that particular area that the league is being hosted, you know. And that's how you see these people do their own thing here. That's how, because Grand Gideon, maybe Grand Gideon, Nima will come there, or Basa will go there. All the people got to eat. They got to sleep somewhere. So it brings a little revenue to that county instead of bringing everything down to Monrovia. I mean, it's very good, you know. That's a way. It's very good, but I think, I say I'm guilty. We need to start not just politics, but talk this thing when it comes out. We need to get in touch with those who are heading it to see how we can make the little contribution, and also because now open an avenue to communicate with other people that you have not met before. See, so it's not just talking to people, but you open an avenue that you will meet other people that you have not met before, and that open the conversation. We can do many things through sport, meeting people, talking, exchanging ideas. This thing it help the contest a whole lot.
Oh, wait a minute. Today is 11. Bomb versus. What's the day today?
Today is 11.
Wait a minute. I see here from the fixture here. Is Grand Gita playing Bon County? Grand Gita and Bon County in the same zone?
I know.
Yeah, the 11. Oh, Basel versus the 10, 11. Bon versus Grand Gita 2 p.m. I wonder if this is a soccer. I believe it's a keyboard. But I see 11 Bon versus Grand Gita. The 12 Grand Cape Mount versus Basel. I'm not sure the fixture, but that's the official fixture we received. The way it came to is kind of a mixer here, so I don't want to call it a mixed thing out here. But I see here 7 Bomb versus Cape Mount on game number 7, 2 p.m. football. Okay, well, we'll follow A here, the 10 here, marriage time category venue. Bon County versus Cape Mount football in Bon County. Grand Gita versus Basel, that was the 8th. Football in Bon County. January 13, Cape Mount. Okay, January 13, that would be on Wednesday.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that'll be Wednesday.
It will be on Wednesday, and Grand Cape Mount versus Grand Gita. And guess what? Yeah, Basel play Bon on the 16th. I believe on the 16th, Basel versus Bon. No, Bon versus Grand Gita to come in. But I think they have kickball and all of that. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy here, and they just send it as a text here too, so it's kind of hard to really figure out here everything mixed up yet. What's your hope? What do you think? The last time the county meet, I think it was Nima County. There was some sort of issue. Do you think there was a lesson learned by the Ministry of Youth and Sport? To avoid whatever happens the last time with Nima? I think it was that a semi-final or it was a semi-final?
No, the final.
That was a final?
Yeah, that was the final between Nima Grand. Is it a Grand Crew or?
Yeah, Grand Crew, Nima and Grand Crew. Where that whole drama came from. Do you think the lesson was learned there that hopefully we will see what happens this time around by the Ministry of Youth and Sport?
Yeah, I think so. I think Minister Wilson, I think he learned some lessons, so I don't think they will repeat that mistake again, because the man was very furious about what he said, even though he was not speaking to the entire, he didn't put everybody in the same basket, but some people just concluded that he was talking to the entire county. He has to come back to make some clarification, and I think on the very short again, he's been asked over and over by that statement. So, but I think the minister, I think he learned some lesson. And I think this year maybe the country now I think will be different this year.
Yeah. The official kickoff was very colorful. It was very unique. And I think this, because the things are also hard, all of the games now, most of the games in Moserado, they are all being held at the Anthony Tottenham Stadium. Only I think when they reach a quarterfinal or semifinals will be held at the Samuel Kayendo Sports Complex. 80 years ball fee, like you call it, is in the heart of the time. It's acceptable. People can leave from there and go home. You can go Ghanansville, you can go Painesville. It's in the center as compared to leaving from Painesville coming to Ghanansville. They're so strategically positioned. So yesterday the field it was looking all right. I painted the field. The field looks good. I think they did some good work there, and they did some good work. 80 years have been around for quite a long time. So try to see it to still be in good shape. I think Minister Zoka Wilson, the government, we must give it to them. I think they are doing well. It's well painted. We can see that those raw cement seat. I mean, it's all well painted and it looks very attractive.
Yeah, you see, the content is a unique thing to people, to Liberians, especially at this time. I mean, you see everybody on board there. I mean, people are asking about their country, their players. So it is something that brings us together. And I think we in the diaspora and in those countries, I think we should start planning ahead of time.
Right.
We should start planning ahead of time, because even though if the government gave, yes, but if the citizens chip in to those young men and women, that going directly to them, it goes a long way. And that will also encourage other youth to get involved, because the news will go, oh, the people in America sponsoring their country, they're helping their countries and things. That alone, that go a long way. So I think from now on, those who are in the sport authority should start organizing and liaise with those people in the diaspora from different countries to set up some committee and say, look, every year we have this thing, but we want to start raising money so we cannot be stranded or looking only up the government to support the boys and girls who come to represent their countries, And they also have spikes on talents.
Yeah, the house soccer kickball is also being added. So I think with the organizations we here we must be able to play a greater role, because we have these organizations that we say they are there to help our people. I don't think we should be selective. They're having kickball, they're having football, different games, sporting activities being added into it. So it's overwhelming. We can't just say, oh, because it's county, okay, these people making money, or they're doing X, Y, Z. No. I think we should get involved. The more we get involved into what is happening in our local area, community, county, districts, and all of that, they will listen to us when it comes to making political decisions. I think then they will listen to us. But if we can't associate, if they can't make our presence felt, if we can't even throw him back to them and say, hey, only time for them to make political decisions, go left, go right, don't go to this person, they will not listen to us.
Yeah, that's true. Because everything you do got something to do with your life and your future. Because whatever 5, 10 now you give, they will call your name up there. These people give so. And some people got political ambition. Somebody want to say, hey, they say, these people, when they were in America, they were helping. They helped with our sport team. That alone can attract some people to you. So it's not just one way in. Like some people play different sports. Like I used to play table tennis and lawn tennis, then football. All these things that they are things that people are interested in.
Right.
But if you start working with the local official and counties, they can start recruiting people in the different areas. And mind you, when you get deeply involved in sport, it gets you out of trouble, because most of the time people that go to school, from school, they're going to go play the football. They will not have, or what kind of activity game they involved, they will not have time to go start loitering around, because they know, hey, when I leave from school in the afternoon, I gotta go practice. My peers are there, they are hanging on. some studies show that people who get involved in sports, their chance of getting trouble is very slim, because that time is not just being wasted for not occupying their mind.
Right.
They leave in the afternoon going to practice instead of just loitering around. So all this we have to find. Yeah. So I think there's a need that we diaspora we should start working with our different counties to see how we can help the county meet. Because hey, we talk politics all day. In politics, we all come, we see people, writing, they will donate. But when it comes to this kind of thing, then people don't want to give the fire antenna they can give for politics. So then again, but these are the same people tomorrow, if you want political fight, the same people you're going to face again. And
Yeah.
you understand before.
And let me tell you, I spoke with our county, the Secretary General, and then lately the sport president. Guess what? He was telling me that Senator-elect Zoe Emmanuel Peno is with the team currently in Bond County. So yeah, the honorable man is here. So that alone, it speaks volume. So these are the things that if you and I don't know, if you're from Grand, you say, but why are they doing? Why are they carrying this man? Why are they doing this man? They may not know nothing. This man, whatever we're saying. But this is the guy who always rain or shine. He identifies, with the people. Whatever the people are, he will always be there and give. So tell me, for God in heaven's sake, such a man like that, do you think you can easily erase his presence before the people? It will be very difficult because he's always visible.
Yeah. And that is the thing some people don't understand, because politics is about relationship. Politics is building relationship. When the people get to know you, whether you get money, you don't get money, they will say, hey man, he's all with us. So these are things some of the politicians does. There are some smart politicians who all go to identify with their people, and some that don't want to. But why this person? But this person is the one they see all the time with them, and these are the issues. But like I said, I will try tomorrow to reach out to someone in Banga, one of the general, to say I can talk to him to see whether he can get a sport director. Maybe we can arrange something this week or something, so we can see maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
To see whether to raise the money for the children to buy the fresh water and things.
$100, look, they can buy them water for 2 games. That would be a lot, but I don't understand. I see here Grand Gide versus Grand Gide versus Basalt, Cape Mount versus Grand Gide, Basalt versus Bone versus. Wait a minute, today is 11, but I was told the game is they have a game for Wednesday. But I don't know. Maybe that's football. They said football. I don't know how. I see a Grand Gide. Cape Mount versus Grand Gide. Oh, Basalt versus Bond. I think Basalt versus Bond.
That group they will play one another in is a roaming thing. So that group
they're gonna be playing. Yeah. They're gonna be playing one another. So
yeah.
Ooh. So if I meet Grand Basalt, let's see here. I know Mangibi. I know what I'm Mangibi in our column here. The man from Mangibi here. Let's see here. Let me see. We zone Mangibi in here.
Grand Crew.
Huh?
Oh, Grand Crew.
Oh, Grand Crew.
Bapolu and Grand Crew.
Oh, you're meeting the club then?
Yeah.
No man, get pepper. Oh.
I talked to the team. I talked to one of the team leaders today, and then he was very excited. So I told you, I said, you guys got me in a difficult position. My mom comes from Grand. My wife is a Mading from Bapolu. So you got 3 accountants against each other.
so you're gonna be a twin father. You're gonna whoever. You're gonna be very careful how you celebrate, how you cheer victory. You saw it in the kitchen.
I told her, well, the second I'm going to keep up. The last time we defeated them, we knocked them out. And if it happened again, maybe I'll have to be coming to Kakata to sleep tomorrow.
But I don't know, because I got connection in Grand Gide. So when Grand Gide and Bonka they playing, I would just sit down. I would not say anything.
Okay. You got a root in Grand Gide.
Oh, yeah.
So there are people get dual citizenship, dual countryship, or whatever you call it, whatever it's gonna be. Okay,
Yeah.
Professor Tai, good evening. You know, sometimes we just want to put aside politics and just refresh ourselves. You know, the Counter Meet is a very unique event. This is something for me I've admired from time immemorial, and to still keep the spirit still going. I think that is amazing. It helps to bring people. I think you saw the picture of Sir Joseph and Darrell Dillon. They were all cheering most of the. You see how it brought them together instantly, and they were able to, become one. They can use that time to have a conversation to say, hey, you know what? And I listened to Sir. He spoke very well. He said, look, some other guys, some people are asking some questions. Some of our guys there, they can ask some silly questions, you know your terrain, and bringing that was not politics time there. How you feel now, the BU and you, what's the right essence of such a kind of question here? But what do you remember about Counter Meet, Professor Todd, the Counter Meet?
I started following the Counter Meet way back when I was a young child in Kakata, Magibi County. Initially, Kakatan was in a territory. In fact, we're on a Monserrato, and we never had a team. So I followed, when at that time I had to support Nima County. I remember when Nima County used to come, and they had two goalkeepers, Wusuman and another guy, I think it was white guy also from Yekepa. They had, it was amazing. I think Nima County won back-to-back, I think 2 or 3 championships in a row. And it was a very formidable team because, they had a strong support from Lamco, and, it was like that. And but what I enjoyed about it, at that time, all the teams would come to Monrovia, and then they will play, I think sometimes they play knockout. You lose the game, you're out, and then you go on like that, or something like that. Later on, the transition into playing in the group zones, and then after that, 2 teams from each zone or something like that will qualify. But one of the things it did then and now, it brought people together.
Right.
Yeah, there was no fighting ever on the field because this county won the other county or so. But it was a time of fun. And as I grew up, moving to when I became Gibi became a territory, and then we had Gibi territory. We were able to defeat Nima in a final game. We took a championship away from Nima, and then gradually Gibi transitioned into my Gibi County, where they joined Gibi and Marshall. And before then, Gibi, Marshall used to have a very good team. One of the toughest. Those days, you have Bombing County, you have Marshall territory, Gibi territory, you have Grand Cru, Sastan. These were tough teams, even River says. And so when Gibi and Marshall joined, we're very excited that, we're looking at the fact that you take Gibi's strength, you put on top of Marshall's strength, and now nobody will ever beat us. It was
Fashion had good. That was the base of the team. Fashion had a whole lot of players.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think Bombing came out
with those that were big companies and I'm quite sure they were stepping in for these for those counties. So everybody want to go where there's a gravy, man. Why are you acting so?
Yeah. Bombing County used to come with this guy who used to play for Bombing County, Guriza. He played for Bombing County.
Was that Mario he played for?
No, I think so. Is that St. Joseph?
I think it was St. Joseph Banen. St. Joseph Banen.
Yeah, I remember.
He was a small guy. He used to play in the midfield. He was a real conductor of the midfield. I mean, very fancy player. Now, modern days, he might not survive in modern day soccer because he was too stylish, almost like JJ Okocha kind of player like that who used to play for Nigeria. But these guys were fun to watch.
Yeah,
they were very fun to watch.
Robert Clark and now German player Simon Mato, who came from Maryland team.
Yeah, he came from Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland brought him, and that's how he stopped with IE, subsequently national team. So I think
I just knew Robert Clark.
Robert Clark, break dancer.
Break dancer.
I talked to an uncle from Nimat, on Facebook. I think it was yesterday or today. He raised a concern. He said that the county league is losing its value because of some of the things that people started to do. But I don't know what is losing its value, but that has been happening from time immemorial. There are certain counties that always brought local people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But certain other counties, they recruited a player right in Monrovia. Grand Crew, for example, brought a player from right in Monrovia. Always. They took the players from right in Monrovia. They were not coming from Barclayville.
But I think that should be the responsibility of the administrator, because the essence of that is to spot the potential and young talented people who are out there so that they can bring them. But if they will start getting player, buying player, and just take maybe one or two players from the county, then that is unfair.
Yeah.
No, but it's been like that before. It's been like that before. It's been like that before. It just right now it's much better. Most of the counties, bombing, Mosorado. Because but some of the other countries used to, like Grand Crew, they used to do all the players from West Point and New Cluton.
But they're still doing the same thing. Grand Crew is taking players from Monrovia.
Yeah.
Several of the counties. I know. I think even Grand G and River G. I think most of your players are coming from Monrovia. And Maryland. I don't know about Maryland presently, but I know that Mark Gibby, for example, I spoke with Minister Zoga Wilson once he took over. I got a complaint from so I used to own a team in Kakata like 3, 4, 5 years ago, a 3rd division team, and my players told me that they were having justify your inclusion for the Magibi team. It was being staged at the SKD Stadium. So I called Yoga. I said, Yoga, you are a goalie for Mark Gibby, and you know that we took our players either from Kakata or Firestone Unification Town area. Maybe only 1 or 2 players will come from Monrovia. So what's going on? And Yoga told me, Minister Wilson told me that, I didn't know about that, but you're making a good point. We'll make sure that it doesn't, we'll make sure to support local players. And the next year, I follow it closely. All the players that came from Magibi predominantly came from Kakata area, or the former Marshall territory area. But I think that,
And this guy came from Magibi, Mayango Jala.
Oh yeah, Mayango Jala. Mayango Jala was my classmate. He was my classmate. Okay. We started in class from 4th grade to grade 7. And that's one of the guys I admire a lot.
Ezekiel Doe. You remember Ezekiel Doe, the American player?
Keep American. That's what I'm telling you.
Maryland too.
Jefferson Doe. Yeah. Also came from there.
Maryland had a very good team. Maryland were always they had a very good team. And Nima, I can't remember who were some of the player that really hit the spot.
Sonny Boy Halawanga, Steven Daniels, Wusuma, Bogiba Wusuma, and those are some of the key players.
Let Grange that the days of swag game on that year, even though they had a few guys, Arizona Chinekint, he was already playing something that everybody was going where the Jaffe.
Benjamin City again. He played for. He used to play for Barrow. A small guy.
Roberto.
He played for Grand G.
This boy, you want him to
Grange there?
Roberto?
Yeah,
I think he played for Grand G.
I think he had the ball from this ball came from Bonga. Segugina, yeah.
Yeah. Black guy, run crazy.
I also think people a few times. Yeah.
Long time Basel have Black Jesus.
I know Black Jesus. Yeah, Black Jesus. I knew Black Jesus.
Yeah. Black Jesus. And he was
a
good
player. I think he's there. The late Murphy General Mike Gibson. So which county was that? Grand Basel or where? I wonder which county. Mike Gibson. You were playing the county league?
I don't remember him playing the county league. I know he came from Cedar United. Cedar United. That's how Barrow.
Yeah, he was Cedar or Cedar guy, Mike Gibson.
Yeah, then Barrow took him over. Yeah, and then yeah. You know, but the county meet, I think, you know, we got to keep doing what you are doing today, Mr. Soe. Thank you very much. It cannot be all about politics. What you are doing today, it should be continued so that, you know, people can see the county meet in a better light. That's an opportunity for us to showcase talents from all across the country, and also use it as an instrument to galvanize and bring our people together. You know, especially the timing of it, especially after an election, a very contentious election we just had.
Right.
See people from opposing parties. You know, I would love to see Yeke Koluba, for example. I would love to see, for example, if maybe Thomas Falab, who they are both representative, maybe call Yeke Koluba and say, you know what? I mean, let's drive together to that field today. Let's go watch the game together and sit together. That would be so powerful for the young people in our country. It will help us to tune the rhetorics in the country.
I want to see that request and how you're going to be answered.
You know what? You know what? Trust me. You were in Liberia for the war, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When the rebel leaders met down to divide money, there were not too many problems there.
I know. When it comes to dividing money, the only thing when you fail to divide it the right way, then things fall right there. Everybody,
those guys got a society. You know, they got a society. So I think it can happen. It can happen for. It just takes one person to play the, you know.
It do happen because like Yeke Koluba, like you say, or Bolba, he said Bolba is his cousin.
Yeah.
He said Bolba is my cousin. So this thing happen.
Yeah.
You know, this thing can happen.
But I mean, I like the move of what Representative Thomas Fowler and Senator Dillon, their togetherness, taking picture. I mean, they were all laughing. I think it's like putting the things behind there and say, you know what, you are representative. I am a senator. We all right here in Moserado. Why not we forget about the CDC, we forget about the CPP, or we forget about this sort of party? Let's just do it for the good of the county. And that was a very good, excellent exhibition on their part. Both of them together, they had their flag and they were all hanging out. I think it was a really colorful ceremony.
You know, and here's the thing. I tell people most of the time, you know, I don't want to boast yet, but I'll tell you one thing that happened to me. So I've been very supportive of young people in Kakata Magibi County. I normally provide scholarship for girls, and then I opened a school. So I'm giving employment to about 14 persons there. And I'm doing a whole host of other things that are there. So there's this woman all around Kakata that I intend to run for district number 4. And so there are certain people who are going about attacking me because they believe that everything I do is associated with is because I want to run. So the county team reached out to me. The sports association reached out to me through the chairman, and then through Alasko. He reached out to me and said, look, the county team needs assistance. So my guys on the ground, I have a group of young people that I work with. They say, oh no, the county chairman have been criticizing our school. So don't give them any money. Yeah, the man is the one who's calling your name, telling everybody say you want one, and so he criticizing the school, this one, the school that one, so don't give him money. The guy told me the thing. I told him, I said, go and check I said, look, right now we're on the phone. I said, check your message. I said, that money is for the team. Give it to the particular guy who's the chairman of the team. So I said, I don't want to do it. I said, no. Right now, we are putting Magibi first. And that's the thing that we got to do in everything. We got to put our personal things behind us and use it as an opportunity to give the youth the chance to go and shine. Let them feel good about something. Most of the youth, they got jobs. They don't have jobs. They don't have good education. They got almost no hope. This is an opportunity to make them feel good about themselves for over a 2 or 3 week period of time. Kick politics aside. So let everybody cuss me and insult me that whatever I'm doing there is because I'm trying to position myself to run.
But
What,
Professor Zago, let me say this.
What is wrong with that?
But if you want to run, you have the right.
Of course.
Secondly, you are providing education to people who even will not vote for you.
Of course.
You're not saying, come to the school so tomorrow when I run, you'll vote for me. No. You are providing a lifeline to people who are employed in that school. Yep. You don't tell them, say, if I read wrong, give me your voting card. No. Yep. So many people don't understand.
I know it's sad though, because even like right here, our own state representative, a friend who was the president of the Liberian community, you know him, Professor Zawlota, Nathan Bia. Who get Bia to be as a state representative today? It's teachers.
Yeah.
So and not just only because they get him there, but this way he lay himself, the way he presented himself. I mean, the teachers when he joined there, and once the teacher in favor, what happens? The parents follow suit. So, and you know, they have a very huge demographic when it comes to voting. That's what get him there today. So for somebody to suggest, oh, you're trying to position yourself, then you're like, wait a minute. You don't want somebody to position it. You don't want somebody that is making an impact on people, in people's life to be part of it, to do more. Yeah, but I think the counter meet is okay. You found out that the tension cooled down, and I think it's strategically the timing is perfect, to be honest, and especially the way it's kind of decentralized, so less tension on the capital. You know, people having great time on the other side there, central Liberia way there, Bon County area there, people doing their own things there, excitement going on, people that have businesses, hotel and other things.
Revenue.
Yeah, revenue voice across there, people that are there, they're buying, they're doing this. So I think that's a very good thing. How many zones? Is that 4 zones or are just only?
I think 4.
Yeah.
I think 4 zones.
Yeah,
Mr. So, Mr. Professor Zawo, why you think people coalition think of trying to host this season FCC game in our city to be fighting for it because the people that converge the money they will spend. It bring in extra revenue to that many city to say. So like you got 4 teams, they before and how many teams in one country? All the people that came, they are not based there. So what they got to do? They got to buy food. They got to go for refreshment. That money right there in that local city that the people are getting. You know, these are some of the things that we are talking about. Everything should not just be Monrovia. At least the grand fanatic can go to Monrovia. But you know, but the first, second round, play in those countries.
We got to even think about moving the grand finale from Monrovia. We got to think about doing. We got to think about doing that. Because you know what, and you said it right. That's what helped the local economy. Trust me, the orange sellers in those different places where these games are staged will make more money than they have been making in the past couple of months. In the situation where the economy is very tight, you're going to see a lot of those people be able to send their children to pay their children tuition right now, send them to school after those meets have been staged in that area. So we're going to start thinking about moving the grand finale from Monrovia. We should rotate it just as we used to rotate the president's birthday. We should start moving it outside so that those different places will be able to develop. And then the counties should be prepared. Make a whole list and make a whole schedule of which county is supposed to host it this year and that year. Government allocate certain amount of revenue to help, you know, the county with it. So like the county who goes in it like 5 years from now can use the money to build a stadium. You know, all facilities there. So that facility will stay in the county after it. And, you know, will help to, you know, the children there can use it later on. Look, the taxpayer got to feel and see benefit of the taxes. You know, building nothing all across the country. When I went to Kakata, I have not been there for a long time. One day, 2017, I couldn't believe the stadium that I saw. I was impressed. I was very impressed. You know, that the stadium was built. You know, growing up, we used to go on the field. You had to stand up. There was no stadium area for you to sit down. But they have wings on both. They had a dressing room. They had a locker room, dressing room there for the teams. You know, and I was very, very impressed when I saw it. I mean, they gotta do some improvement in there, but still, I was impressed. And I think has to be, you have to do that in every county. The other thing I would love to see the county meet do is that we can't continue to restrict it to just football and kickball and just celebrate those two sports. I know the last time I think they tried to do track and field. I don't know whether it worked.
Yeah. I think the minister hosting. I think he said they get a track and field and all of that now. I think they have added a lot of stuff into the county, something which is good.
Yeah, but that's why games are so. I say, like when I was growing, I used to play tennis.
Yeah,
I played table tennis before playing football. I said all these things. We should start developing it, because that take the young people mind from something adult minded. You take them from there and get. I said, study has shown any child that is involved in sport actively, most of the time you don't find them just getting in trouble like that.
Yeah,
because you come from school, you gotta go. You want to go practice. You want to go hang out with players who practicing with you, who doing the same sport. You want to go there. So, but you know, I also say, I mean, things are a little bit hard, but these things we need to start focusing all the area. You know, that will take the children attention from just come from school, put a book down, they sitting down, they ain't got nothing to do, gotta go join other people. But when you got something to do, he come from school, he study, he gotta go practice. He wants to go practice. Then he got his peers that are doing the same thing he's doing.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, no laughing. Even though they beat my county, I'm not happy in the first game, but he who laughed last laughed the best. Even though they whipped me 2-1 here, but I strongly believe Grange are going to carry the trophy. What do you think? Do you think where your county? You think Bon County will carry?
You know, I told you I gotta call my people first before I say anything. Everybody go into the win.
I don't think Professor Zalo can cut the deal here because
I will tell you this. Losing the first
my own 100% Grange. My part, everybody will offer Grange. Now you're on the other side. So I don't think you want to make a public pronouncement here, because next he said, "What did you say just now? How you see who are going to win?" They said, "No, that's a slip of tongue."
No, for me, my wife knows that. I am rooting for Magibi, but if in case Bapolu defeats Magibi and Bapolu, I think two teams are coming from each zone. So
it may not come in right. I don't think he praying good prayer for Magibi. He prayed half and said another half to Bapolu.
No, what I'm saying is that if Magibi and Bapolu comes up from that zone, I'm fine. If Magibi and Grand Crew comes up, I'm fine. Right now, Bapolu is in a very difficult position. Bapolu lost the first football game to Grand Crew. So I think all Magibi has to do is to tie both games. We tie with Bapolu and we tie with Grand Crew. We are in. So so I think that will eventually happen. There are concerns about being inside. There are concerns with the preparation of Magibi, and I think
this is where we out here we need to come in. I know this one here, for some reason we were all drawn into this whole senatorial thing here. It was just lately said I kind of picture this whole county media. I think it is very unfair, because I was just telling to Mr. George, if we can make our president fall into these things that they love, and we just want to have dominion over them when it comes to politics, telling them which way to go, we can identify. It makes us less important. It makes us to feel that we are not part of them, and they will not feel that way that we are part of them, because here we are. I was just playing some videotapes here. Let me just put this here. This is the Grand Graded Association here. Let me just play this in here. You will see here. Now, that's the Grand United Association. That was the conventions in Cleveland, Ohio, Cleveland. And Grand United Association, when the meeting is like, I don't know, but and we have over 25, more than 25 sub-organizations, I'm telling you. Now we have an accountant meet going on. I'm not sure because I talked to the sport president today. And this is something that I saw sent out. I'm not even seeing different people saying people that are sending here, that are sending support to Grand United. Not even the 555 people that are here. None of them. They have not even something. So now, and when I called today, it was amazing. The sport president today said, "Oh, Honorable Pennon was here. This is the guy we all bash, we talk about, he this and that. But this is the guy who was always visible, good, bad. So tell me, how can you think those kind of people can undo men and that? If I sit down here, the doing person, I get one win. Go, Grand United, go. How do I go? You can't support that. They can't even buy water. You just want to feel that okay, people eating money or people doing that. You just say win. Why? Sport is very expensive. You and I know, and we can't even afford that. So how do you think that people can really listen to us?
Yeah.
But I think it's so what we should do, or should do, let's see what we can arrange to get those in charge of those sports. I mean, the counties head of those things, whether they can come on the platform here to talk to our brothers and sisters here, because I think it's important let people come and talk. So because our people we quick to find excuse. All the people are just talking. We didn't see anybody from the country.
Okay, so let's do a deal or no deal.
Yeah.
If you are from Bond County, you are responsible to get a Bond County Sport Authority. I don't know what Professor Zalo. How many you gonna get? What 2 people for 2 sides?
I told you I'm going with Magibi. I'm going with Magibi.
No, it's at your will. You want to go Bapolu and Mangibi? It's up to you.
No. Our society is patriarchal, right? So the wife has to come to me. I don't go to my wife, right? But you know what? I don't think it's a bad idea to invite the chairs. And I can get the Magibi chair to come here. I don't think it's a bad idea to invite the chairs of those sports associations to come here, the Magibi sports, the Grand United sports in Liberia to come here. I think that's a good idea. But I don't know whether the people have to come here. LPR is a responsible institution. There's nothing wrong. LPR has a ways of donating. People can donate and then say, you know what? This donation I'm making it for Grand United. What is this donation I'm making? I'm making it for Magibi. Look, you talk a very important thing. You talk about Grand United Association is very powerful. When I used to affiliate with the Nima Association, I presided.
I'm not sure whether that policy is even there right now, honestly, Professor.
What policy?
I say I'm not sure whether that power you say Grand United Association is a power.
Yeah, I don't know what the power is, but still, even with the broken pieces of Grand United Association, it still got a lot of strength.
Right.
When I hosted the UNICO convention in Maryland, over 1,000 persons show up. The people cook food. There was an election year. The people cook food. The food finished. They went by and cook again. Finished. We had to start ordering pizza. Buses upon buses were rolling from all the way in New England coming to the DC area. The whole day the buses were just coming. You know, Nima, you got the Mandingo, you got the Mana, you got the Gio, you got the Cram, Pele, everybody coming in there. The people from Babli district in Nima, I think they have a very huge group somewhere in New England and
the New England, Worcester, even the Rhode Island. Right.
In droves. So I'm talking about over 1,000 persons were there. There's something we did in Magibi. Here's what we just did, and we're a small county. We pushed the county sports association to produce a budget. They couldn't come up with a budget. Every day we're producing a budget. I think last week was the time that I really pushed them hard, and they came up with a budget. But 2 months ago, they said the team had to camp, and the football team needed $60 a day for feeding, and the girls' team needed $30 a day for feeding. So what individuals did? People from here, people from Liberia. So like I personally took 2 days a week for the girls' team, which was about $60 a week. That's something. You saw the number of people you had to grant you that thing.
Mm-hmm.
If just half of them took that responsibility,
$5.
It won't be able to be $30. It won't be able to be $30 to have to pay. They would just pay $5.
Yes.
$5.
For the whole team for the time being. Look, and we got, like you said, if we want to assert ourselves in our communities back home, we cannot wait for election time to do it.
No.
Let's start doing it. Let's start doing it now. And I always tell people, when I was in EULA, I always tell people, if I'm going to be president of EULA, when I ran to be president of EULA, I told people, I said there are several things I'm going to do. I'm going to be violating the constitution of EULA regularly because I want to be serving the interests of our people. And I see that the constitution was so restricted. The second thing I would have been doing was that I would have kept most of the time an empty bank account. And you know why would I kept an empty bank account? Because the money would have made, I would have invested in Liberia to help the people there. That's what EULA should be about. Raise money, help to sustain the people back home. We are blessed to be in the most prosperous country in the world.
And that's what, and that'll call you up, Professor. I want to think that broke Graduate Association down because I don't understand why people. I'm turning over 50,000, 60,000, and we say, what is it? What is the treasury are you building here? When that 50 or 40,000 who are being a tangible project that people could really feel it. And to be frank, because I was one of the commissioners, I will not just get back here. We all over the place here now, but it's all sports. We will still make that connection. I was very surprised because I was one of the commissioners for you that election in your own backyard. And that's why you lose the election and took your money from your campaign to say, and you give it to the administration. I like, who is this guy? Which planet is he from? What's going through his mind? Because that was very unusual. Our people, first of all, the very first thing when it goes into election and they don't win, are protests. I got some crazy video I want to play. But let's see here, as we're talking about here, you can make a point here. This is one of our follow-up Facebook. You said, Mr. Soe, the counter me can also be used to carry developments to the various counties. We have 15 counties in Liberia. We can do a run hosting per county for 15 years, and each county can use money generated to build a modern stadium and contract low-income homes and carry on road improvement. So the county me can be used to improve our country in so many ways. You are 100%. That's what you're saying. 100% correct.
That's exactly what I said.
Right.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah.
And I will be speaking with Minister Wilson is a very good friend of mine, like a brother to me. And
he listens. That's one of my favorite ministers within this government. He listens a lot. He's down to earth. You send Zoka Wilson, Minister Zoka Wilson, like this fixture, as soon to do it, saying even the jingle. Let me see, say what maybe I'm gonna play. He saw the way he opens up, and he's so he's a different guy. And I just started a relationship here when he was Uniboy, breaking here, and since then that conversation, that relationship being there.
As for us, we go way back. So, like a brother to me, we talk from time to time. We talk and whatever suggestions I have, and I share with him. And he's very. Here's the thing, one of the differences here. I tell you the truth. Do you know that Zuga was the valedictorian for his high school class? So, besides the fact that he was a goalkeeper for Mighty Barrow and Magibi Khan, he's a very smart guy. It was so interesting that one guy who didn't know Zuga Wilson at all decided to, when we had an unfortunate situation, we lost one of our friends. May his peace be to his ashes, John Sunday. Very smart guy also. But he was working with Zuga as a special assistant with Zuga. So when John passed away, somebody decided to play politics on it in Liberia and said that he wrote here that John was overly qualified and Zuga was there, disrespect, which was not true anyway. But when Zuga did not get angry with the guy, Zuga engaged the guy and had a conversation with the guy And when we were filling the conversation, I asked the guy what the guy wanted him to share, his accomplishment. The guy said no. The guy went back on Facebook and apologized to Zuga because he was shocked to know that Zuga was well learned and very smart and very articulate. He didn't know that, he just heard that I was a former goalkeeper.
Maybe President, we have teammate or goalkeeper
Right.
or maybe some
Yeah.
football on the football field and just throw in there.
But here's the thing.
He's a good administrator. He managed Unibois here, and he's very, very much on top of things. I mean, things happen. The government sector is quite a different thing. People from different, but he's a very organized guy. That for sure I know. He's one of the other things happen, but he's one of the guys that is really organized. Let's see this guy here before Pa George you come in here. We need to organize sport conferences every year with county officials before county meets start. If every county are involved in organizing the county meet sports activities, there will be more improvements for sports in the various counties and will bring more developments in the various county. Yeah, conference. That's it, to create a sort of awareness. To create a competition, that would be part of the conference. Those who used to practice and maybe they can stay for 1 hour and they think they know it, other who going to stay to create a sort of competitive program that you want to stay, you want to be disciplined and stuff like that. So those are very good things. I hope some of these information can be channeled, especially where you're talking about this rotational stuff here. That will give the count because definitely every county want to host it. When you leave from here, I don't know how the criteria of hosting it, but maybe they are kind of a little bit strategic. Looking at the setting. The only thing that I see that going to be a little bit trouble here because road conditions in the town. That's the only thing. But other than that, I think they should be able to. They should be able to get this thing going.
Yeah, but
George, you are coming in.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the time. Yeah, January, February is the dry season in Liberia, so people can travel. I mean, freely because people can travel. It's organized around anything. Yeah, and the next year is this sport meeting conference it will be very necessary if we all can work along with the various counties to put in an infrastructure. And emphasis should be placed that the recruitment should be done from that county because that will give more courage to the youngsters in that county that, hey, now I'm not going to train them to go bring people from Monrovia. No, we should put emphasis that players should be recruited from those counties to play in the county league. I mean, those things will give other young people in that county exposure and encouragement to start doing something because just imagine if the man go children practice, then you go bring 5, 6 players from Monrovia. You say, "Oh my man, you can't play." That also kill the morale of the team.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we have to work with these counties, our various counties, these are things we should sit down to plan with the sport authority and say, "Hey, these are things we're looking at." Let us lead time ahead of time and make preparation to raise funds so we can engage our people. But our participation is needed. If at all we want these people to feel the difference that we are making, we have to get involved into our various counties or sport meet or organization in Liberia now. I think that's the way forward.
Yeah, the sport conferences are very important because look, I tell you one thing. Look at kickball. Liberia is the only country who will play kickball, correct?
Yeah.
Sport conferences could lead to the development of kickball as an international sport. Having these conferences to write real structured rules for kickball, you could market it as an international sport. Next thing it could be on the Olympics, and because we are the first group of people to really start playing the sport, who knows? We could become an Olympic champion. It could be Liberia's first medal in the Olympics. So those are things that we've got to do. Look, there's so much benefits that can be derived from the county meet. So much benefit that can be derived from the county meet. And Mr. Soe, again, I don't know how much I can thank you for bringing up this idea to really discuss the county meet. I know we don't have a huge audience today because we're not attacking political parties. We're not attacking individuals. But the 10, 15, 20 persons who will listen to this show today, I'm sure they will leave here understanding the importance and will start to rethink about what they can do. I always tell people, look, it doesn't take much to impact lives on Liberia. Like we saw that Grand Jide County gathering. Just half of those people over there contributing $10 for 12 months in a year to sponsor the entire county team. And when you start to sponsor the entire county team for the county meet, guess what? That's a way of having a voice in the county.
Right.
So since you're sponsoring it, you try to participate in decisions involving appointing the coach, the coaches, appointing the team manager, all this. So then you begin to assert yourself into the communities. And that's what we got to do. We got to be able to do it. And we got so much that we learn from over here. Sports is a business. We can use our idea of sports being a business right now to promote peace, reconciliation, at the same time generate revenue for our country. Like the person said, build new stadium all across Liberia. We can also, after we build a new stadium, we can begin to develop we can be going to other aspects. We can use sports to, for example, complete an elementary school in a place that doesn't have an elementary school. We can use sports, money raised from the county need to build a clinic in an area that has not been served with any clinic. We use to build a library, or we use the money generated from sports to hire additional teachers. Most of the county schools in Liberia, they are far short of science and math teachers. You know that? Far short. They allow the math and science teachers teaching all across Liberia in these public schools all across. They are volunteer. They pay themselves. And that's why the guy didn't pay themselves both ways. They pay themselves in money, in cash, and they pay themselves in money children by the students. It's not funny, right, for guys, but that's what's going on. So the kind of meat could be used to, to generate money.
Some of those problems.
Yeah, because when I talk to the guys in Canada and I hear that this guy is a volunteer teacher at Lango Lepe. So I said, but tell me something. Do you really expect the guy to can't teach for nothing every day? They say, yeah. The man okay with that. I said, no, the man is paying himself.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And this can alleviate all those kind of problems, and then maybe also, one of the things we might want to see happening. Let me tell you one thing. Let me rock the boat a little bit, as the liberal progressive can say. Let me rock the boat now.
The liberal, I will unleash on him. But go ahead, Professor.
Let me use one of the vocabulary. Let me rock the boat. Maybe that's the time now we're talking about the 16th county. Maybe that's the time we're talking about the 16th county. The diaspora. Maybe the diaspora can be encouraged to fuel the team in the county meet.
What a good way to even put a hook on the politicians and say, you know what? You say we are not we agree, but we're going to draw our team 2020, 21, 22. The diaspora breaking their own, You remember those days? There used to be a tournament. USA.
Yeah.
You know what? So we have to sell it out to Zoka, and I think he's going to buy into it. We need to sell this
because Major Salib used to always push this idea of the diaspora being the 16th county. And so maybe, and then guess what? Right now they're 15. If you put people into 4-4 in the Zoom, one Zoom will get 3.
Yeah.
So the diaspora will just balance everything.
We gotta start. We gotta talk to the minister and see what we can do.
That's what you see. What makes it? And I always say this: quality is better than quantity. It's a kind of substance. It's a kind of conversation that we keep. And I think Zoka, he's a very tight listener. And I think because guess what? Because when the people in the USA here say, and we can remind it, do you remember those days I embarrassed Dubai USA Hydro Tournament? Why we can have a county tournament, all counties represented coming to partake in a tournament? And do you know how many people are going to be going? How many money going to be going alone to be invested into the county gate intake or whatever it is? And that's the way we can grab those people. Oh my God, that was a reality rocket. I thought it was going to be the total man way of doing stuff here. We wouldn't even see here tonight. And
that's the total man. I rock the boat. I learned it from him.
So the boy, you rock it until you put it on the solid rack here. I think I think it's a very good idea. The government just needs to open it up and try to set up priorities to see. And another thing I'm going to be encouraging, I had a chat with the managing director of NHA. I think there's something called developmental tech journalism too. We have to look at some of the good things that are coming. The housing investment that the program that the government embarked on, and some of those buildings that I saw the pictures of those buildings. That's a very good initiative. Hopefully they are really supporting it, and you're going to give the country a facelift, and people can potentially invest into it. Wow. Dubai, USA. Those days, man, the tournament when the hardwood, was that a hardwood tournament that used to be?
Yeah, that was a hardwood tournament.
Before hardwood tournament. Yeah. The intention was to raise money to help, improve the hardwood.
Yeah.
Look, I'm telling you, Mr. George said it. Look, let me tell you something. Look, this is something that we're going to think about. If we think about it, look, I can still support Magibi the same way I supported Magibi, but I can easily so support a diaspora team. So think about it.
A lot of guys are playing soccer. Yeah. Be happy to go.
We take 22 young men and women, 22 young men from here, and we take also about the kickball team is 9, so we take a team of 16. 16 female, 22. That's about what? 38, right? We take them to Liberia. They're going to rent hotel. They're going to buy food. They will drink beer. When the tournament over, they will stay there for some time. They will perhaps develop some interest in the country. By the time they come back,
back home. The single might end up getting married.
That's right.
People will end up being migrated to the USA, and investment and other things are there.
I went to a funeral before, and at this funeral, I sat on the table with a group of young people who were not born in Liberia. Their parents were Liberians, just like us, and just like we have our children who we had in this country. And they were taken home to see Liberia by their parents. And it was amazing to hear the conversation. Just going to Liberia one time, these kids were not born in Liberia, was talking about buying land, building the house, so that every summer they can go there and have fun. If we were to say embrace this concept of the 16th county, the diaspora, you know what it could bring? There's a friend of mine, Professor Lukuman. Maybe Mr. Zean, you know him. He used to be in the Rhode Island area. I think he used to teach at Brown University and George Washington University. Professor Lukuman. I think Sam Lukuman. And he talked about his research was on Liberia and Cape Verde. That's one of those areas he studied. You know, the Cape Verde diaspora and the Liberian diaspora are very similar in context, because about 25% of the population of Cape Verde and Liberia live outside of Liberia. They live in the diaspora. And that 25% that live outside constitute the most literate, the most, they had the highest density of literacy amongst Liberian or Cape Verde. They were outside the country. So this thing about tapping into the potential of the diaspora is so important, and introducing the diaspora as an element into the county meet will really, really encourage more diaspora Liberians to go home, invest, and maybe, I'm just talking about 38. But there'll be other people who will say, you know what, I'm going home also.
I'm just wanting to go watch the assignment.
So you're talking about hundreds of people going there. You take about 1,000 persons to go to watch the county meet from here. You know how much money you put into the economy? Each one of people will spend at least $1,000 while they're
people who are going to get visa, who are citizens who are going to be getting visa. That's another revenue go to government coffers.
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
so
think
we got an idea.
I think that's a very good thing, and that's why conversation is always good. In as much we will sometime gash the government, but we must also be able to put up some type of plans until otherwise they do not listen. But I think that's a good thing, and you want to hold fire with your idea. You want to throw it out right away. It's a long time planning, and who knows? And I'm quite sure if this idea you throw it out to Minister Wilson, you're going to put it before the government and the president. He's a sport, the man is a diehard sport lover. You will say, work out the modality, go for it. And I can tell you, there are a lot of, even my own to Rhode Island, but some of our old time on our need and everything. So we can go there and we'll go do cheering to cheer. But believe me or not, when that happened, Rhode Island, Philadelphia, Minnesota, the Baltimore area, people are going to put together. This should be the work of EULA. And that's how you get involved in the social orientation or social organization, social way of doing things. And then you can easily grab the politician, look, you know what, gentlemen, this whole one citizen, this and that, you'll get it done one time. And that's how it's supposed to be done.
And that's what I tell. I always have conversations with some of my former EULA colleagues, like people who are very active in the leadership. People
Let me see here. We wanted to go, but I see Constant here. Somebody asking Constant, what is your number? Okay, Constant, let's see. Let's just put it here. Yeah, I think that was that never came to mind. And I saw you talk about Dubai USA hydro tournament. Just popping, and we used to see when those guys come down, man, it can be easy. Oh man!
Even though when the guys used to come, some guys, some other men, used to be having problems.
Where
the guy come from America with all the American clothes on.
Yeah.
Used to cause them trouble.
My own man, David Jackler here. David Jackler was a strong Dubai USA guy. David Jackler always used to go down. Where he said. What these other guys that used to go, Mama Musa and all of them used to go down, man. You used to see really Gomez.
The old David Jackley, the Jackley of the past. That was trouble man when he get into town.
Yeah.
I go way back with Jackley. I go way back with Jackley. Yeah, I go way back. From his BWI days. Yeah, so we go way back. Yeah, we go way back.
Hydro tournament, that was one of the exciting, that was one of the memorable tournament that really used to. Hydro tournament was like a best out of 3, right? That they used to play.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think one of the ones sports complex there, Silence said, yeah, this guy, he's
he did
it. He's a celebrity.
That guy has so much talent. Yeah.
Look Shango, by the time you go low here, low there, Ghana man, here blue, you would just put it behind, then you go to your score goal.
I play soccer also, and I use Lucky Shango number 3.
Number 3.
Because when I play football in the 3rd division in Liberia, I was, I was one like him. I would just hang around the goal, and for some reason, I would hit the net. I was playing with younger kids. I mean, I was in college at that time playing 3rd division. So, I mean, I have more knowledge of the game, but I didn't have the skills like the younger kids had. But I was always in the right position to score a goal. And so I always play with his number because my game was very much closely fashioned after Lucky Shango game. They're hanging around goal mouth area, looking for loose ball. Yeah.
It is the soccer that play here. I don't think that can come to life again.
Right.
Man, that's one of the things the president must say having come on. My other brother, the guy that died, so he was Invincible 11, the guy that passed away. He's a barrel guy, but when they play. But then there are some guys that really used to be fearful when they on barrel soccer. This short guy you talk about, Benjamin City. You know the man already shot. He can't fall on the ground. He already on the ground. So he can't go there.
Yeah.
We have our own boy Patty Rosie right here when he came into the game in Philadelphia now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Theophilus, this guy at Alexander Swansea, this other stubborn big guy used to play the left full by LSTO.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder where is he, man. Man, those guys.
He played professionally, I think, either in South Africa or Gambia, somewhere around that area. Then he came back home and played for the Lone Star after he went professional too. Yeah, semi-professional. Yeah, but those guys were great.
He get a structure. LSTO, when he put his legs, oh man. What they I don't know what are you Barrow man. They other Barrow Ghana man with a ball head.
Barrow man, which one? William Gray?
No, not William Gray. They sure he used to play the center back for Barrow. But he also I think Ghanaian with that kind of funny legs. I think it was a Barrow. The Barrow.
Which one?
Oh, what is Ghanaian? Swansea?
Swansea was Swansea never used to play center back. He used to play midfield too. Yeah, that's Swansea. I think later on he used to play left back or midfield.
Yeah, later on he came in. Yeah, he was a guy. And oh man, Barrow was a team too.
Over the days, we had and that's one of the reasons why when I go to Liberia, the stadium is empty. People don't show up to participate in the game, and then the video clubs or people with television, satellite TV, everybody in Liberia is a fan of Barcelona,
Real
Madrid, Manchester United. So I keep asking them questions. That's one of the reasons why I started to sponsor a team in Kakata, because all the adults, most of the adults in the country were fan of European teams. They were not involved with the local team. So I always ask the question, so how do you expect this case to develop when when we were growing up, our argument about Barrow and IE. Nowadays, the argument at the job is about Chelsea and Manchester City, Chelsea and United, Barcelona and Real Madrid. They buy Barcelona jersey and wear it to work on the day that Barcelona is playing. Real Madrid. And so what you're doing is that you're developing European teams. You got that money going to European teams. It's not coming
marketing them, giving them free promo.
Yeah, and you're not doing that to your own team, and that's one of the things that we got to do. I mean, the last couple of years. I mean, I'm not going to say George Weah, but during the presidency of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, extending to the presidency of George Weah, the county meet has really, expanded. And it become more interesting. And I just hope that it can build on that momentum every year. I'll tell Zyoga, one of the things he might want to do is that upon the completion of the meet, that conference you're talking about, do not let the people leave Monrovia. That Sunday they play the finals. Monday to Wednesday should be a debriefing conference where you will sit down and do lesson learn. And then you plan for the next one. Like we're talking about a 15-year plan.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, I don't know, guy, he or she, by Facebook user here. And that's one thing I like about our folks here. That was a and that conference, hopefully you can send me this to my inbox, when we can forward it because, that conference, the conference can be a lesson learned process too. What you learn, what were the thought by the ministry, and they can capitalize that and build subsequent, improve on the preparation comes subsequent sport meet, and they too can also see where the county fell short, and it will be an eye-opening. No, look, the county meet comes in every January or so. So what you're supposed to do maybe 6 months to the time. If you want to succeed, you should start massive preparation. Okay, let me see here. I think somebody wanted to call here. Let me take the person before we wrap up. Okay. Hello, caller. Good evening.
Good evening. This is Constance. How are you?
Good. How are you? Welcome.
Great.
Okay, so.
I wanted to listen to your conversation, and I wanted to contribute.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yes, I was just talking about the level of promotion that goes on in Liberia. You don't hear nothing about you don't hear nothing about Barrow, you don't hear nothing about all Like if I was in Liberia, I got money, if I decide to sponsor IE, don't you think I will be bringing in money? I'll be promoting my own people. So I heard you're talking about the council needs for people produced in Liberia. You know, this is my government. This is our government. We bring on change, and it is all about change, and it is robust change. Some of the things that make people angry and stuff, I don't think it's just because things are not done the way they think things supposed, but it's the change message that we preach. You know, and what are we changing? What are some of those little things? You talk about the European club. I don't know much about it, but you go to Liberia, people be asking me to bring this other English team jersey. I'm like, I don't do jersey. Why are you wearing it? Oh, that my thing. But I got.
But I got Messi.
Looking for someone for Baga, not IE, not Forrester, not Barrow. And we are there.
Yep.
We the new people, the people of change. And we are really participating, supporting backup. I need people betting to get backup. Same club with government officials. And when I am playing, you see nothing. You talk about the land of the money that leaves from the diaspora. I think one of the things we need to do as physicians, as Liberians, this government, we need to understand that the Liberians that are outside Liberia are not enemies. I understand people get this story like the war started in America, you that supported all those documentation. Everybody in some way, some form, people used to be around BBC waiting for the rebels. But you can turn the corner as a government or change or inclusion. It doesn't take millions of dollars. You just got to step up and meet the right people. Come to America, go to Europe, meet Liberian, ask Liberian outside to organize themselves. As a government, befriend them. Even if they support that child rebel, now you different person. Come and tell them that you don't know why. We are here for the Liberian people. And what we want to do as a government, we want you to come and invest. Look at Ghana, that's the return of Ghana citizens. You know how much of fucking generated, in 2019, they generated $1.9 billion. Now you see other nationalities going into Ghana because the government making it friendly for investors. For their own people, they're not the people in Ghana developing Ghana rapidly like that. The Ghanaians abroad putting their money together when they identify any investment, the government gave them the lead and say invest, you take your project when you can hire our people. I think the idea and that notion of we was within, I think it's also destroying us because there are a lot of opportunities. Just imagine if the government can get engaged in the foreign Liberians and encourage them and just try to do small work as teenagers, go to Cape Man, the people, go to Nima, the mountain, just do little work with the foreign people, let them organize themselves. Instead of trying and say, look, December, we are welcoming our people to come by Liberia, it will be a such thing. Set up things, set up, work with the people, take good planning. When people have meeting and people want to communicate, send your communication to the people, they don't communicate and play. You will see the amount of Liberians that will go while they're there, they will make it like a volunteer time, they will go to hospitals, and train people. I mean, utilize your brain that the other country are using.
Right.
Just be friendly with the people because they are the country mean that they are different people.
So then, okay, then yeah. Now let the cat here on the to make a comment before I go to the professor to go. So I think the bulk of it lies right on the feet of the government to be more listeners, people who this is where the frustration, some of us, both sides, the government, the opposition. If they have people like you to really have a podcast to have this sort of conversation and be a more listener than to be a responder or a little tweet or a little comment on the post, then you forget your whole talking point and you start going, I will block you, I will do this. You're not happening. So do you think in order for us to achieve this here constant, the government have to do more. Supporters or even people who speaks for the government, I have to lay down their tone. I mean, not in submission, but hey, you have a lot to lose. You are in charge. You're supposed to be the listener. You're supposed to figure out to get people who, for whatever reason, that they are not understanding the English, the language, the talking point, because maybe something is lacking. The communication is not getting, it's not flowing effectively. Do you guys need to focus on that much better?
Oh, yes, Alfonso. For me, the next 3 years, if I had the opportunity to talk to people in the leadership, people in government, I will talk to them like, just see this as your family. If you are the head of the family, or even you are a family member, you don't sit down and allow things to just fall apart. The last 3 years, very critical to know whether we will succeed, we will survive or not. And not only about us as an institution or as a government, but as Nigerians. Do you know how many money you do? You know the job opportunity that if you just destroy the current Nigerian as a government and make and empower people to play along with the government, let them make themselves as they do. This December, you see how many people went to Nigeria, and if you play this, you giving the international community to look at your tourism or department to look at how they can invest. Because you will have not less than 300 Nigerians going home, and you take them on all these different beautiful places. Look at Lake Piso, go to Cape Mount, just be from there, go to Pomier, go to Nima. I'm talking about Sano, go see the river fall. And you do that, but as something that government can start to do, that will give you a better image anytime, and people will come and criticize people because of election. But that's not it. Somebody will look at that and say, yeah, that's a way forward. You think if 100 people fighting leave from here, go to Liberia, government with a rich bosses and things, we are able to go to start seeing the young ones are there doing a video thing on YouTube, going to the waterfall. You think that's not advertisement for the country, for the government? You know how many persons will decide to go and buy land? And government give people that protection. You know how many money will go? People will pay for welfare. People will get rental cars.
Okay.
But I think that just it will just take little. It will take little then to defeat and always be on the same thing.
Yeah. So this is what now. Okay, thank you so much. Before I go to the professor, let it carry your own baby now. So this is why you people, folks that are really who choose to. I wish I were in one of these positions. Say I'm talking, maybe try to preach the word of the government or the opposition. I think I will have to have a thin skin. The idea you always stay on inside. Don't think that you're not even making a message of your people. Your leader, they were balanced. What did I say? The opposition, the government people, you always stay on inside. We need to change those sort of words there because it's not even helping our people that we tend to support. All right, Constant, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Professor, what's your closing remark?
My closing remark would be, first of all, to commend you for this courageous thought of yours to have today's discussion to focus on the county beat. I think I'm frozen, right? Okay, I think
yeah, much better now.
Yeah, I think what you did today will live on for so many years that you have created opportunity for us to discuss. I want to encourage other Liberians out there that look, support your county teams. Don't worry about whether they will use the money for the right purpose or not right purpose. Just as long as your heart is in the right place, you want to support the team, reach out to your county sports association. $10, $20, $30, $40, $50. You don't have to give tons of money. Whatever little you give can go a long way in helping motivate the young people who are representing us over there. In our country, our people can live, our people can play sports and stay away from the patriotic politics that we speak every day. I think that will help the reconciliation and peace in our country. So thank you very much for the wonderful thing. Bombing contest is not going anywhere. Yeah, so Harry.
I go to Bombay, my first time I seen blue. They get a blue water in Bombay. You know about that? I think Harris. Yeah,
the water. We the water defeat.
So how you call in Bombay?
No,
I did not see. All right. No, but I think look out the guy, Grand Gideon Sports President Associate. When I placed that call today, and I'm a Grand Gideon, I'm calling, the team, blah blah blah. And you could see him from the back telling people, hold on. That not just only the ball, it was like, oh, somebody somewhere, someplace is thinking about us. I think these people, they just need some sort of motivation, encouragement to say, whether we here or not, we are in support of what we are doing. Professor, I want to thank you so much for being here as usual, and have a pleasant week. We'll be back here this week.
Thank you.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Love is all we need to make a scene. This is the time to come together. Keep Liberia safe forever. So open up your heart, let your unity begin.
You've worked for months to bring your or your client's event to life, but unfortunately, the world had another plan. In reality, the only thing you lost is the venue. We take your vision for hosting a virtual conference and bring it to life online.